Well, good morning, YouTube family. I'm up bright and early this morning, which is pretty significant for me because this is the time I usually go to sleep. I have the musician's curse of being unable to sleep at night. I don't know why that is, but the reason why I'm up early this morning is because I've been giddy all night. I'm trying out a new seat post that I have. I was on, you all know that I have a Wallke, and I was on the Wallke website, and the guy was saying how much different experience of a ride he had after he bought his new seat post. So I did some research over the weekend, and they're right. Man, this seat post is so on the expensive side. I'll show you all what I got. I'll insert a picture of what I got. But it's making a big difference. You know, all this time I thought it was the seat that made the difference, and it's actually the seat post. You can't even feel it going. Now, if you're stationary and you can bounce up and down on it, but when you're riding, everything just seems very smooth. So I'm going to enjoy this. I hope I'll enjoy it. I paid enough money for it. If it don't work out like I thought it did, it'll go right back. You know? All right. So this is a kind of... This is a Monday morning ride. I have a show this morning, so I can't stay out late. So this is a ride that I title Nowhere to Go in particular. Just testing this seat post. So I'm just going to be going around the neighborhoods here and going places that I have never gone before to seek out new life and new civilizations. To boldly go where no man has gone before. That's me. Look at the owl over there. I don't know if you can see, it's a huge owl. I guess to scare off any vermin who's thinking about eating those flowers. I've been living in this area for 25 years, and I don't think I've ever been down this road, maybe once. Long time ago, so I'm kind of curious what's back here. They have some pretty steep hills. Man, those hills really take a toll on your battery. I didn't charge it up overnight. How you doing? I didn't charge it up overnight because last night it said I had 100% capacity, which surprised me because I haven't topped it off since my last ride. I can't remember when my last ride was. Yes, it's been that long. And it said I had 100%, and I've just gone like 2.5 miles, and it's down to 72 already. So okay, it's pretty nice back here. When I watch other people's videos, I'm always curious where they are. And so this is a suburb of Baltimore. accidentally put a waypoint on this. Whoa, nice houses. Wow. Oh, this is a cul-de-sac. Okay. Well, again, there's a truck for sale sign there. This area is right by BWI. I let cars go first. They have a big advantage over me, and I'm not going to try to compete with them for the road. They'll win every time. People going to work. First day of the grind. I always wondered what sort of ride. I never went out early in the morning like this because I didn't know how the traffic would be. So I'm kind of glad that I'm getting out early, so I can see that it's pretty reasonable. Of course, it's summertime too. So I'm not getting the true volume of traffic that's usually here year-round. I wonder what's in that direction. Oh, it's a dead end. That's what's in that direction. So yeah, this bicycle has a lot smoother ride. It's still I don't know if it's the seat. I just wish this seat is one of the better seats that I've ridden on. It's better than the YLG, and it's better than the Cloud 9. I don't know the name of it. If you all are interested, leave a comment and I'll put what I have down below. This is where I want to go. Oh, the train. Oh, that's a first. Amtrak. That train is probably going to Washington, D.C. So with this suspension seat post, right now I'm riding on the stock shocks that came with this with the Wallke. So this kind of urges me in. Let me just complete my thought. And the stock shocks that came with it are pretty stiff. You don't get too much bounce on it. So with this seat post, it's encouraging me to maybe get some rear shocks for this to further increase the ride, the quality of the ride, I should say. There's a car behind me. So let me see if any cars are coming. No cars, so I will continue. It's been raining, so the little creek that's beside me is kind of, it's brown. The water's brown and it's a little higher than normal. So if I've never gone on this road, you've never, well, I can't say that. If you're from the area, maybe you have gone on this road. But not with me. So that'll be the difference. Wow, this is an old road. And you know this road has probably goes back decades. You know, I'm fascinated with things that go back so long because there's things that we see in our lifetime. You know, you just have no idea what could have been back here. This could have been a bustling suburb with major retail and stores and restaurants. But things changed. There's a bunch of cars behind me. Let them go ahead. They were patient. So I just road has more traffic than what I anticipated. So maybe we'll get to see why. But I am going to turn around soon. Okay. Civilization, live crabs. We are in Maryland, and Maryland is the crab capital of the world for the blue crab. So getting back to my thought, you know, in my lifetime, I've seen areas that have changed, and there's been like major companies and stuff, and the buildings were torn down, and you know they were staples of me and you know people my age growing up as a child, and you think and you say, wow, this generation will have absolutely no idea that this store was there before, or this neighborhood was there before, and I guess so goes the world. Things change, and things are forgotten. So this is our time. Seize the day and enjoy life. Because tomorrow, in the far future, no one's going to ever know, for the most part, that a lot of these things weren't even here until the day of resurrection. That's a new neighborhood. It's a brand new neighborhood. Oh, okay. I've come down this road before, except from the opposite side. And I wondered where this road, and I stopped right at this building because I didn't know where this road was going to lead. Little did I know that if I would have kept straight, I thought it would have taken me somewhere like Catonsville or something. Little did I know if I would have kept straight, I would have ended up back home. That was a morning ride too. And I cut it short because I had a job that I had to go to. I'm going to go up into this townhouse development because it's new. Can you believe these townhouses start at $500,000? That's crazy. $500,000 for a townhouse in the suburbs of Baltimore. Give me a break. But these people probably have jobs around the area that are with some of the either DOT or with the Northrop Grumman. I see tags from Washington, D.C., so they probably, if they live in D.C., didn't like the commute. Washington, D.C. is about, I would say, maybe 35, 40 miles from here. Closer to 35, I think. It's not that far. But that commute, man, that commute is a killer in the morning because it's just backed up and congested. And it looks like they're continuing to build here. So they'll put more townhouses here. You know, the developer that bought this property, it probably looked like those clump of trees across the street there. So he got it for little or nothing and built all of these townhouses on this property that start at $500,000. So man, yep, just what I said. More townhouses. He's making the killing, whoever it is. And they'll continue on and on until they're told to stop by the county, because when you have all these townhouses like this, when you have townhouses like this, you can cram people into a very small area. All of these are new on the left. Wow, people have moved into them already. You can cram a bunch of people into a very small area, and you see the cars in the parking lot? Well, those are the cars that create backups at rush hour. And on Saturday, forget about it, because all of these people have to go shopping, and then you have major traffic on a Saturday morning. The reason I know what I'm talking about is because there's a community further south in Maryland called Charles County. And about 15 years ago, a similar thing happened down there. They started building all of these townhouses, and now it looks like you just pass through. It's a small town, very small town, but when you pass through, it looks like Times Square from all of the cars on the road. And the county banned the development of townhouses because the roads in the area just wasn't the infrastructure of that town was not designed for these type of townhouse communities. And I don't know if the band is still on, but that's the result of overdeveloping an area, particularly with townhouses. House must be, oh geez. House is abandoned. Kind of go, there's another house abandoned. You know, they'll probably take this road since those, and they'll take this area and develop it into a super area. I can kind of start seeing it happen already. People are abandoning that have lived here for decades. They're just leaving these houses behind, and it could be because there's another house boarded up. Yeah, the people were offered money for their houses to move out. Maybe another house, or it may be the times too. I mean, the pandemic hit everybody hard, including myself. So the those houses could have just been victims of the pandemic, and they had to check out. So man, I'm glad those days are over. I hope they never return in my lifetime or any lifetime. Auto and truck repair. Wow, I didn't know that was back there. Now what I'm missing is that I didn't pass the DOT, the MDOT, and I should have passed that. So I think I missed a turn somewhere, which means that I'm not traveling in the direction that I want to, and I'm probably going toward Arundel Mills, which I don't want to go to because that's away from home. So, so in other words, I think I got lost. How's that? Okay, let's take a look at the street sign here and Ridge Road, okay. I don't want to go to Ridge Road because, as I said, that's going to take me to Arundel Mills. And that's why we're getting this traffic, people taking shortcuts. So I think I made my mistake at the circle back here. I don't want to go Hanover Road. I'll go Hanover Road another time. What kind of facility that is? That looks like maybe a weather facility, which wouldn't surprise me because you have a lot of aircraft companies in this area and the airport. So it's very important for them to know what's going on weather-wise around the world. Oh, I think I know where I am now. There's so much traffic on this road because people discover this road and they're taking the shortcut. So yeah, this road in the next 20 to 50 years will probably change drastically. Because the airport is the hub of this area, and everything that is going on in this area revolves around the airport. Wow, this guy has all of this property. Nice house too. Circular driveway. Wow. Okay, yeah, so I think this is the road that I wanted to. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We're back in business. Now there's a trail on the other side of that guardrail, so I'm going to see if I can try to get over there. Check for cars. No cars. So to my left is the Maryland Department of Transportation. If you get tickets, that's where it's from. They also issue licenses. Oh gee, I came over too soon. I should have stayed on the other side. They just put me on the opposite side of the street, and I'm going to hear people say, "Yo, I'm the street, I'm driving." But I know they mean well. They're looking out for my safety. So thanks, YouTube family, for looking out for me. Appreciate it. Wonder what that is up there. Doing some major construction, or at least preparing the foundation. There's major construction going on all over. There's I think they're building a new development close to where I live, within a mile, and that'll probably be townhouses. So the trail started back up across the street. I'll see if I can get over here so I can get on the trail. Wrong side of the street. Sorry, I just had to get that out. But on these trails, you know, the streets are pretty smooth, so I can really appreciate this new seat post on these trails. This woman has on. Excuse me. How you doing? That's okay. Thank you. She had earbuds in, so she can't hear a thing. That's dangerous. So yeah, the road that to my right, that road will also take you to Arundel Mills, because that's the road I took before exploring, much like I am this morning. And whoops. Oh, I should have. I did this the last time. But I'm going to keep on this side of the street because I have an immediate left-hand turn that I need to take to get back on the trail. careful when I listen to all the well-wishers bouncing back and forth on this busy high-speed street. It's a whole lot more dangerous doing that than just sticking here so I can make this left turn, in my opinion. And like opinions, they say opinions are like asses, everyone has one. And since it's my ass, that's the only opinion that I'm concerned about right now. Okay. So this is the left-hand entrance I was telling you about. And everything's groovy. So I believe that company to my right, Northrop Grumman, has a huge facility. There's also a Westinghouse facility out here. What's the other company that makes aircraft? I think they're out here too. Can't think of it offhand. There's still some water puddles here. We had rain over the weekend, much needed rain. And it's going to be, I wanted to also get out early today because it's going to get up, the temperature is going to get up into the 95 today with a heat index of 101 or 102. So all of these bumps I'm going over, with this seat post, I cannot feel them. I mean, they're negligible. So yeah, this was a very nice purchase. Maybe I need to get a seat cushion for this seat to, kind of soften it up. It's one of those big seats. Some people don't like them. People that are in shape with skinny butts. I forgot what one guy was referring to them as. He had an abrasive name for them. So maybe if I get in shape, or when, I'm not going to say if, when I get in shape, I can make those kind of statements too. When I was growing up, you always had the golden rule. Do unto others as they would do unto you, or that also goes to, say unto others as you would want to be said to you. The golden rule doesn't exist anymore. If it doesn't apply to me, I don't care. I'll say anything I want, not taking into consideration anybody's feelings. And that's a shame. The guy that made the statement about bicycle seats reminded me of that. It doesn't apply to him, so he doesn't care how other people may take it or whose feelings that it hurts or what. So we certainly have a long way to go to regain the civility that we had at one time. But it's so hypocritical and ironic because these days, the most uncivil people are ranting how they want things the way they used to be. But that goes as far as, but civility goes along with it. So you can be uncivil in what you say and your viewpoints and claim that you want things to be the way they used to be. I always like this overpass. So cool. So I'm just gonna stop, because this is still part of that rush hour traffic. People going to the airport. But I think this road is so cool. And also people going to catch their planes. Because the airport is just up the road there. I have a background in healthcare and pharmaceuticals. And when I used to sell pharmaceuticals, I used to fly all up and down the East Coast. I wish I could say all over the country, but I flew out to California a couple of times. So that was an experience. Also flew to the Ohio and Chicago area. Flew down south to Georgia and Florida. That was kind of like being in the service. Serving. Because I was right out of college and, they kind of whipped you into shape. To indoctrinate you into the corporate culture. Which was very interesting. Interesting in the way that people in the corporate culture look at the entertainment industry and say, wow, that's a cutthroat line of work. But it's the entertainment industry is no different from the corporate world. The same things you hear about going on in the entertainment industry go on in the corporate world. People are people. Like you have your Weinsteins in Hollywood, you have those same sort of Weinsteins working for major corporations. Well, look, I'm here baking in the sun and no cars are coming, so. I just urge anyone that, if you come in that situation, not to tolerate it, because, life is too short, and why let one individual wreak havoc on your life. I used to be a court reporter when I first started acting, and I was involved in one case that made it to the Supreme Court. Not the main, there's different sections of the Supreme Court. And you have like the main Supreme Court, but there's other areas. I don't know the organizational structure of the Supreme Court, but I had a case. I'm sorry. And I was a court reporter. I did that part-time when I was breaking into acting. And one case was centered around a Ronald Reagan appointment. And this lady worked for this guy. And this guy was like the boss from hell. He would threaten to take her job because she had worked for the government for over 20 years. And he would always threaten to take her job. I think she was his secretary. He obviously didn't like her. He would make her crawl on her knees. I think a couple of times he even spit on her. And and he would make her beg for her job. She would be in tears begging for her jobs, and while she was in tears, he would just laugh. And I'm a young guy listening to this story, not believing what I'm hearing. And this woman was so distraught. She was afraid to get help and report it, because he threatened that if she ever told anybody, he'd fire her, and worse. And she said one morning she got up and one morning she got up and her head felt funny, and she looked back at her pillow and all of her hair was on her pillow. If you're in a highly stressful situation, your hair falls out, some people. And all of her hair had fallen out. And she knew then that she knew he was killing her. So she was telling different situations, and he wasn't there, the guy doing it, because she was making the deposition to the attorneys of the United States, and she was suing them. Well, after about 2 hours of listening, the attorneys for the Supreme Court put their hand up and said, "We heard enough. Let's go talk." I mean, they were really to will and deal at that point. First of all, they didn't want the case to get out. I'm sure. I'm sure they made. I haven't heard about it in the news, so I'm sure they made her sign something saying that she'll never disclose that story to anybody. But I bet she got a ton of money. How you doing? Hi. So I can only say that when the lawyers for the Supreme Court raised their hands and said, "We heard enough," you just saw and they walked out the room at that point. They didn't want me to record whatever deal they were making, of course. And she had about two or three attorneys representing her, and one of the attorneys stayed in the room with me, and to say they were happy would be an understatement, because they knew that they had them. They had them by the gonads. I don't know whatever happened to him. I forgot who it was. You know, when people become presidents, they make all kinds of appointments. You know, they return favors to people who did good things. That's what politics are all about. You do this for me and I'll do this for you. And it's very personal. So when people take office, when presidents take office, they appoint people left and right. People they don't even know, just friends of friends, they appoint. People that have done favors, whatever kind of favor. And that's why you see people that should not be in their positions on both sides. So that's probably, I heard a squirrel coming from our front wheel. And that's probably something that's not new. Yeah, that manhole cover I just went over, I could feel the bounce in my front tire, but as far as me feeling it on my seat, felt nothing. So it looks like I'm going to get home at the projected time that I wanted to get home. And that's a good thing, because I'm starting the week off well. I want to wish you all a happy week. How you doing? Someone's growing corn. Growing corn on the side of their house. I want to show you all something. I don't know if I can. It says that big church we just passed by. It started off over 100 years ago. That big church we passed by, started off as this. Built in 1828. Isn't this amazing? First church erected by the Methodist Protestant denomination, built in 1828, relocated and restored in 1966. So this is so interesting. It has such an interesting history that I looked it up online, and this church was built maybe a mile and a half from this church. I mean, from this area here. And as they got more parishioners, they had to build a bigger church. So they left this one at a location that is now where a gas station is. And I believe they sold it to different other people who wanted a church. But after a while, it was empty. And there's a beautiful stained glass window just past the sanctuary. But after a while, it was empty, and teenagers were starting to vandalize it. So what the church did, and I forgot how long it took them to do it, brick by brick, they disassembled this church from where it was, and they brought every brick back. They brought every brick to this location, right next to its new church that it had built. And then they rebuilt the church in the way that it was structured. And I think that's an amazing story. All of that happened sometime in the late 60s, early 70s. I think it took them a couple years to do it. But sometime when the sun shines through the back part of the church, it's beautiful because it just lights up that, it's like that, most of that wall is stained glass. I wanted to show you all that church for quite some time, but I kept forgetting about it. But yeah, that was established in 1828, almost 200 years ago. That's amazing, isn't that amazing? A referee. So just imagine back in 2000, in 1828, what this, this was all woods. 1828, wow. That's tripping me out. I'm thinking back to 1828. All of this area, all of this was woods, I would think. Can't say for sure, but because back in 1828, the area that that area of Patuxent State Park that I was in, taking those, that was in 1828, that was a major area of commerce where they had ships going up and down that, it looks like a creek now, but it was a major river then, so that boats could go up and down that body of water and carry tobacco and other items of commerce that would be delivered up and down the East Coast. Then you had people bringing resources to that area to take back over to Europe. So it's just amazing to try to conceptualize that and visualize it. Well, everybody, that brings us to a close. And thanks for hanging in with me so long. Have a great week. Don't forget to say your prayers and thanks to God for being so awesome. And have a great day. See you next time. See you next week. Bye.